Hi guys, how are you? We are at the Long Hair Center clinic today. We have our guest here. His name is Blaine. Blaine, how are you?
I'm good.
Can you please tell us about yourself a bit?
So my name is Blaine Torgensen. I'm from the United States, from Utah actually. Um, so I started going bald in my late 20s. I'd lost all the hair I was gonna lose by my mid 30s. So the way I looked, I've been that way for probably 12 plus years. So I'd finally decided that I did not like that look anymore, and I decided to get a transplant.
Yeah, thanks very much for your honest answer. Blaine, I would like to ask you, losing the hair, how did it affect your life and your social life, interactions with your friends, and then...
Well, I wouldn't say it had a huge effect on my life at first because it was just a slow process.
Yeah.
I started noticing my hairline going farther and farther back, and
Yeah.
then eventually it got far enough back that I started wearing a hat everywhere. So I guess the way it affected my social life was I didn't feel comfortable unless I had a hat on. So I just always wore a hat.
Lovely, thanks very much. So, Blaine, how did you decide to have the hair transplant? And before you decide that, what questions, what concern did you have in your mind?
I had actually the old barber that I used to go to. He was gonna do those glue-on types where they shave your head and then they glue them on.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the way they looked. So actually, me and my brother-in-law, he started doing some research and was looking at a place in Mexico. And we was gonna go to Mexico and have it done. And then actually, so it was two of his friends and one of his colleagues have been here and had it
In the
done.
long hair center.
Yeah, here at Long Hair Center. So my brother-in-law came out here in April of this year and got his done, and I'm out here now getting mine done.
So, Blaine, will you please tell us what was the reason for choosing the long hair center?
Well, the reason that we decided to go with the Long Hair Center was because of the research that my brother-in-law did, and the high success rate, and then ultimately the cost. It was very reasonably cost. It didn't cost a whole lot, but we felt very comfortable with the results we could anticipate for the price that we were paying.
Lovely.
So,
And then another question, the day of the operation, the surgery day, how did you feel that day?
so the day of the operation, which was yesterday, I wasn't really nervous. I was more excited than I was nervous, really, because I've been wanting to get this done for a long time. So the day it finally came, and we were here and went through the process, and it was very well explained to me what was going to happen and each step. And yeah, it was really fun, actually.
So, Blaine, would you please tell us about your first nights after the operation and how do you feel now?
So the first night after the operation was last night, and honestly, it was not very comfortable for me because I never sleep on my back, and I sleep on my side, and with that neck pillow around you and you can't move anywhere, it actually made my shoulders hurt. But I was able to finally get a little bit of sleep, and the drainage from the surgery, you will have drainage, and it's not that bad. It doesn't stink or anything. It's just a little bit of,
Disturbance.
yeah, and they give you plenty of those absorbent cloths that you put underneath that pillow. And so it was not what I was expecting, but it wasn't that bad, really. I mean, I was still able to get some rest, but not the rest that I'm used to. But I'm sure that will change over the
Next few days, I guess, yeah.
next
So,
few
you
days.
had your first wash, obviously, today. So, how do you feel now?
Oh, I feel great now. It feels really good to have all those bandages off and get your head washed. And yeah, it feels a lot better once you have that first wash. So I'm sure it's just going to improve from here.
Blaine, when you see the result altogether, like which will take some time, obviously, at least like 6 months plus. So, what do you want to do most, like when you see the whole result come true?
It's going to be nice to look in the mirror and have a full head of hair. I haven't had that for a long time. But I want to make sure that it succeeds. So gonna make sure that I follow all the rules on the recommendations for the first 10 days, and then through the first 6 months and through the first year, because there's all these things that you can do to help this process naturally grow again, because it's your own hair. It's not like it's a foreign object in your body. It's already your hair. So, but there's certain shampoos and minerals and rubs and everything that they offer you that you can purchase, and it will help the success of your operation. And if you're going to make the commitment to pay the money and go through this process, you should really see it through the whole way. So that's what I'm going to do. So
lovely. So Blaine, another question here. What would you say to people who are having experience in hair loss and they want to have their hair transplant done, but they have some hesitation about coming to Turkey and having a hair transplant operation? What would you say? What would you suggest?
I would say that you should just get it done, because I'll bet you it was probably 20 years that I wouldn't say I fought hair loss, but I dealt with hair loss for at least 20 years. From when I first started going bald in my late 20s to when I got the surgery done. I'm 47 now, so I had tried the oils and the rubs, and like the red light they had me set in. I bought one of those little hats that you can put on with the red light, and the mitochondria or whatever it is, the oil you put on with that. And there was ways I was trying to do it on my own, but ultimately, do your research. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you're obviously doing some kind of research, which is good. But I would highly recommend this to anybody that has any kind of hair loss, because I think it'll be life-changing. So yeah, I wouldn't wait. I would do it. I would do it tomorrow.
Blaine, thanks very much for your all honest answers. Thanks again. Blaine, so you have been in Istanbul a few days. How was your experience so far? What would you say about your experiences?
I thought it was... So basically I came to, Turkey and Istanbul on a vacation, plus I got my hair done. So we went and seen the Hagia Sophia, went to the museum, we went to the Grand Bazaar. You can get lost in that place.
That's a big place.
Pretty much did.
Yeah, huge.
We went down by the ocean. We was going to go on a boat cruise. We didn't do that. We went up through that, I can't remember the name of that road we went up through there. It's the old trolley road over there by the Grand Bazaar. Mm-hmm. It was fun. We seen a lot of things. We ate a lot of good food. We've had a lot of fun. Yeah. Plus I got my hair done, so it was a good experience.
Thank you. Thank you. So we would like to thank Blaine for all the information, for honest opinions, and then see you next time.